In the order report.py, as you know, there are several additional codes. Okay. The first is to read the file, and the other is how we can add the data into the table. So let's look at the read file. In the read file, you just read the text file. This is the same with the read file in the coffeeshop.py. So I'm going to read from the report1.txt, and then I would like to split the data by comma, and then I put each of the data in the element, and then I'm going to put it into a list, and I'm going to append this list into this variable. It means this list will be added into this list. Now the important thing is how we can add those data into the table. So let's see in the code. In the report, the order report.py, we first check how many rows do we have. So in the first part, the row count will be 0. There will be no data. And then let's set the row count equals to the data list. So the data list is this data list. It means this is the data that we have from the read file. So after I have this data, I put it into this read file. So this D is the data list. And then I'm going to set the column. So you need to set the row and you need to set the column count. So set the column count means how many columns do you want to create in the table? And then how many rows do you want to create in the table? After I have the row and then I have the column, so this is based on this data list. This is based on this data list. And then I'm going to do the loop. So I'm going to enumerate. Enumerate means I want to check from this data list, and I'm going to put this as the index, and this will be the data from the data list, or because this is the row data, and then J will be the index, and then the cell data will be from the row data. And then we are going to make try. So try, it is a kind of statement. If there is an error, you will print the error. If there is no error, we will just print like this. What I'm going to do is to make one item which is an object from this cell data. And then I'm going to put this item into the index I and index J in the table. So the index I, index J is a kind of matrix or table like this one. So index I, it is the row, and index J is the column. So you already learned about the two-dimensional list. So this is similar with that one. So I will put the item here, and then if J is moved here, then I will put the item here. And then if J move here, then I will put another item here. If J move here, then I will put another item here, and so on. And then what I'm going to do here is I would like to check the raw data. If the raw data -1 is equal to J, do you know what does it mean? the length of raw data is this one. So we have the data from the report. So how many row, how many length of this one? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we have the length is 7. This is index 0, this is index 1, this is index 2, this is index 3, this is index 4, this is index 5, and this is index 6. Okay, we know that one. Now, what we need to do is, I want to calculate the total. So the total will be, I want to check the last column. The last column, it will be J. If we are in the J, which is the last column, then let's calculate the total. So what is this total? This is the so the total will be this one. So we are going to check the last column, which is price. The last column, which is price. So we will put all of them into the variable total. So we know that the total will be 29,300. It is based on this variable total. So if I want to know how many Americano and how many of them, then I buy. How can we do this? So you need to check. This is the index 0. This is index 1. This is index 2. So for the data in index 2, for the data in index 2, if it is Americano, then maybe you can make another variable. Total Americano will be added with the index number. This is index number 3. This is index number 4. This is index number 5. So you will have an index number 5. If it is index number 5, so you can make another if, then we will add in the total Americano. If it is cafe latte, then total cafe latte will be total cafe latte plus the index number 5. And then if it is black tea, then it is the total tea equals to the total tea plus index number 5. Okay, that's the concept, but how you can implement it, yeah, you can discuss with your friends. Okay. I think for this assignment, yeah, you need to do with your friends. You cannot do alone. And please make sure when you submit your code, you need to mention who is your team members that you discuss with. Okay. So after I have this result. I would like to update the table, and then I will resize the columns to the contents, and at the end I would like to make the label income equals to the top. So you can see here the total income becomes 29,300 because I update the label income with the total that I already calculated here. Okay. So if I want to close, then this one. Okay, everything is done. So I hope that you can do the assignment well. I think for the assignment, you can finish until June 8th. Okay. So you have time until June 8th. Okay. Okay, that's about the case study. So there are so many codes in the coffee shop and order report. I hope that you can try to figure out so you can make your team project plan. Now let's go to the last chapter of our course. So I think this will be the last section. So we are going to learn about the string operation, and then additional about list, split, join, and lambda. So those functions are important for us to know at least the basic. So string, what is string? We learned about the string. We just learned that we can create the data as integer. You still remember what is integer? It is the natural number 0, 1, 5, 12. Okay. That's a natural number. And we have float. Okay. Float is real number. Real number means you can have like comma. Maybe the degree is 32,5. And then we have the pi. Pi is 3,14 and so on. And in Python, we have another kind of data type, it is string. So string is a kind of sequence of characters, sequence of alphabet, or sequence of symbol. So in order to create the string, you can just define the str. Okay, let me make a new section here. I will make a new directory. Maybe I put this on chapter 10. So I will make a new file. String example. I have s1 equals to str. And then I have s2 equals to str. Welcome. Then if I run it, nothing happened because I need to print. I need to print s1 and then I need to print s2. So why s1 is nothing? S1 is nothing because it is an empty string. Okay, empty, nothing. And this one, I want to create a string and the word will be welcome. Okay. So this one actually the same with below quote. Okay. So you can have, let's say, S3 is empty like this one. So if it is empty, you can put the double quote with no text, or you can also put single quote like this one with no text. And S4, I can put welcome. So it is the same. If you print S3 and then you have to print S4, then the result is the same. Strings are immutable. The meaning by immutable is once it is created, its content cannot be changed. So when you have S4 equals to welcome, so you cannot change the string, but there will be some other way to modify. So to optimize the performance, Python use one object for string with the same content. Let's say this one. I have the S1 welcome and then S2 welcome. Maybe let me change. Let me change to S5. Let's say I put the word soul. Okay. And then I have the S6. I put the word soul as well. Okay, so S5 and S6, they have different value. So if I want to get the ID of S5, okay, let me print the ID of S5, and then let me print the ID of S6. So the ID means the place that they want to save in the computer, or like we can say this is the computer address. If you see the result, those two are exactly the same ID. Means in Python, if they know that the word is the same, even though you have different variable, they will save it in the same computer address. But this one is limited only, as I remember, this is very short. Okay, just for short string, they try to optimize with this kind of way to save the file in the same computer address. And then when you do with this kind of string, you will be able to calculate the length. For example, now I want to know what is the length of S5. Print length of S5. Then I will get 5. It is the number of characters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If I have S7 equals, I learn Python now. So if I print the length, what is the length of S7? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. There are 15 characters. But is it true? There will be 18. Why? Because the length includes the space. So there are 3 spaces. So we will add 15 plus 3. Then the total is 18 characters. I want to know the maximum. The maximum of S7. What does it mean? The maximum is what? Okay, so it means we want to find the highest number of ASCII. Do you still remember the ASCII? This is the American Standard Code. Okay. ASCII is the American Standard Code for Information Interchange. If you look at this table, they have the number. So this is the number. This is the number for the alphabet. So the small a is starting with 97. Small b is 98 and so on. So the highest number will be y. Y is 121. The big letter or the uppercase is using small number. So that's why when we run this, when we check the maximum based on this one, the highest ASCII number is y. What about the minimum? The minimum of S7. The minimum will be empty. Why is empty? Because space. Space is the minimum. So if you check on the S6, the minimum is S. Because S is the capital letter. So space is the minimum code for the ASCII. So if you include the space, of course, it will be the minimum. But if it is only character, then they will check among the characters what is the minimum value in the ASCII. So we can create this kind of string into a list. So let me make a new Python file. String example 02. Let's say I have S is programming. Okay. If I want to make the string into a list, I can say like this one. If I have the S is programming, I can create this S into a list, and every character is the element. So P, R, O, G, R, A, and so on. This is one character for each of these elements. Even though you don't use the list, actually, you can still check this one. Let's say I want to know the S in the element 0. Then the element 0 is the first one. So I can see that this is P. What about if I want to know the S index 1? Then I can see that the index 1 is R. Okay, and so on. So you can make a kind of loop. What is the loop? for I in rank of S, let's say, then you will be able to print the S of index I. Sorry, maybe it will be better to make the range until the length of S. I want to make the I as a number. So I want to print for every of these element of S. Okay, so you will see that PROGRAMMING will be printed because of this formula. It means every of this character, it is the same with every index in the list. Okay. In the Python, when we are dealing with the string, we can do some operators like plus, multiply, and we call it slice, and we can use in. Let me make a new Python file for easy example. String example 03. I have S1 as welcome. And then I have S2 equals to Python. So I have S3, it will be S1 plus, I want to add the word 2 plus S2. Okay, so if I print S3, then the result will be welcome to Python. So the addition, it means I want to add more characters. Now, let me have multiply. As for, I want to multiply from S1. So the result will be welcome, welcome. So I want to see 2 times of S1. That's why we can multiply. I can do slicing. Okay, we can call it slice. So I want to know only a partial character from the string. So let's say I want to know from S1. As you might know that we can use the square bracket to understand the position. So I can do, let's say, from 3 until 6. So it means I want to know what is the element of index 3. What is the element of index 3? We have 0, welcome. Yeah, we have 0, 1, 2, 3. So it starts from C. And then we are going to 6. But we know in the list, we will do from this number until this number minus 1. It means I have the index 3 and then index 4, index 5, and then 6 will not be included. Because 3 until 6, it means we are going to check the index 3, index 4, and index 5. So the result will be COM. Index 3 is C, index 4 is O, and index 5 is M. If I change this to 7, then it will be thumb. Because this is index 3, index 4, index 5, index 6. Okay, so it is until the last index here minus 1. And I can check the in. It means I want to know if W in S1, the result is true, because I know there is a character W in welcome. But what about if I want to check X in S1? Then the result will be false, because S1 is welcome. There will be no X. Okay. So we can see from before. And the last one, we can also check with the list, like we did on the list. I can check the S1 in the index minus 1. It means I want to know what is the character in the last element. So this is the E. And I have the element minus 1 until the minus 3 until minus 1. What does it mean? This is from the 3 last index. So welcome in the 3 last index, then it means from O until minus 1. Minus 1 here, we still need to have another minus 1. Then it means we need to check only minus 3 and minus 2. So the minus 1 will not be input. Okay. Okay, I will explain the remaining on Thursday.